And I don't know if it's delayed or not. Simply put, I don't know. I know nothing. And I know nothing. And I wouldn't dare. And nobody knows nothing. And I know nothing. And I've been up for a while. And I simply do know something. and well, I'm doing fine. And I talk a lot because they don't know this fact, and nobody knows nothing. I'm sure of it. And the men are busy with work, and that's just the way the women like to keep them. And not my business. And well, it's impossible because it's impossible. Like that, it's impossible. And maybe, but it's impossible. She's to try again with somebody else, and he's a good man, and give him another chance. I would say to her, and well, it's just not simply not possible. I'm not gonna be a useful asset to her because he could be, and maybe he is the one. It happens twice. That's all. And I shouldn't hold under a cat like that. But he doesn't mind. He's my cat, and he's our cat. She's for mom. And he's the troublemaker. And Simba and him get along just fine. And shouldn't have been playing. I didn't leave it on. I should have left it on. But that's not a river mirror. Kind of seems like that. It's just a different camera. And he's got a little bit of crazy on this one, but he's purrs. Simba don't purr. Simba and him get along just fine outside when I'm not home. But they both fighting for something I can't give him because I'm not a cat. And this camera angle. And, oh, sometimes. And I'm getting good at these cameras. It looks like a standalone tweaker sometimes, and I'm not. So it's better right there. Sunshine, brightness, good. And I'm moving that camera because I can't move that camera unless I move the laptop. And that's simply an optical illusion. And I'm a bit of illusionist these days. That's a great camera. And it's good made. And Tech TV. The old man wanted me to watch Tech TV. He had it on. He wanted me to do something with his free computer. Well, he's getting more than he bargained for because he simply hasn't killed me yet. And you can bet your asses. I wouldn't bet any of them. That Cliff has this one because he has the computer bug, and Christy snuck him to do it. Christy don't want to kill me. They can't find anyone to do it. And somebody could, but he doesn't want to do it because he's a busy man. And another one could, and he's a busy man. And another one could, and he's a busy man. And I don't really know. I could really man. I could be driving right now. La di di la di da. Nobody knows because they're all waiting on the latest my radio. And some men probably found it. Some men are high up what they would consider their chain of command. And I don't know anything about it because, well, Vito, I know him downtown. He's alive. He's well. I seen him twice in one day because he's pissed off about somebody. And only I know when I see him Vito because every time I see him, I go, Vito! And he's about as close as, a good man as as close to me as I knew him back in the day. And he's got 20 or 30 good years left in him. And some people found this, some people didn't. And, well, some would say we have the morale, and if he does not, he's upset. And I don't care, because Sean don't like you, and I don't either. And this is not a good family thing. He's just, he's no good. And he still is your dad, and I would say to him, and he's just not watching the stream, and his yard's delayed. And you can find me at something, and I'm on YouTube live right now. And internet talking doesn't work. That's what everyone should know, and they do know. The stuff doesn't work, and still, I'm 35. I'm making a push early, and it's fiction at its finest. And I get away with things because I have a good purpose. And and I have been to those places. I understand the delay. I understand his, and I understand maybe he did, and that's a great thing. He was a great American, and at the end of the day, he was up to something, and it was more than just being pissed off at the core. And well, he was. He must have been, because he got kicked out. And other men like Walton Senior, he didn't. He left with a good widower and respects he retired early to get into business, I think. And they both learned something from some men that probably, well, the men that aren't here anymore. And I don't know which channels there would be, but the men that were, those men would have been elderly in the, right around the Second World War, and they probably both knew well, one knew of Patton and one probably knew in person, maybe. I don't know. That's inside the lore of different men. And men that I respected, hell, they may have taught me war is bad, and I've never been at war. I haven't. I've never been in a gang war, and I haven't. I've never been in a bike war, I haven't. And I've never been in a mafia war, and I haven't. Great Grandpa Hayden was in one, and that's been ended recently, and or any form of vendetta would, been solved because of certain some men figured it out. And I don't use that word at all for any reason, but we would have I would call these a SWAT team, and I don't. I hold it, and I like the word because it's a good word, and that's all. That's the truth, and that's not a river mirror. So somebody could good trick. I was just driving, and the cats are fine. He's purring. He's happy. He didn't have to go to the washroom. That's good. The only way to keep him in here, because if I keep him in here, this little fella here might attack Simba and then get into a fight. And Mom will be home when she's allowed to be home, because they have her away from home because she wants to be home, but she doesn't understand that I'm not going to jail, and he probably isn't either. And he's probably trying to listen to this through a glass window and a surveillance system that Chrissy gave out the password to everyone, and everyone gave out the password to everyone. And well, I'm the one that got spied on. I'm the most spied on man on the planet, only by the Hells Angels. And well, they should know that I'm not taking control. I'm just saying I can lead. And some men are used to me doing content creation, and I seem to be the only one telling this story about a man who is not anything other than his first, middle, and last name. Or if he's got two middle names, I don't know. Maybe he does. There's no defamation case to be had because they're trying to take power from you, good sir, and they're in a power grab situation themselves. And some men are hard to get to, and I count 5 times flexed on me. And why haven't they pulled the trigger? Because it's not enough money, or because they don't want to kill me. Because you men are fighting over power that you ain't gonna get. And Chrissy Hayden, you're fired. And seventh wonder of the world. always good to play fiction at the finest, but he'll get it eventually. And nobody's been touched yet. And I don't play that game. And do rap lingo. And well, I like practicing for my bits and set and the take. And scared somebody trying to scare him straight. And he's looking for attention. He's not getting it because that's George Swayze and he's a cat burger and he needs to be learned a lesson on it. And well, he's not getting brushed with his brush. He's simply little too fun. He's got that evil look in his eye, but he's a good cat. If he finds shelter here and I understand the stuff, I don't practice it. And well, some things were present. And some men know where the buck meets the bottom of it. Some men know one thing. Uncle Johnny, who could he go? Rumor has it, I didn't know, but there was a bar fight and he got away with something. He cleaned in the bathroom, had his bar, nobody could continue. Because nobody wanted to rat him out. And he might have beat him up and beat him up real good and left him there. And well, maybe that was his. I wasn't even alive yet. Maybe somebody did that. It was probably in Alberta or Lord Minister or Saskatchewan, different place. I knew from Owen's teachings of him that he was a feared man there. And Owen Thompson didn't want anything to do with having a problem with that man's reputation. And he was a feared man. And horse with red eyes was a rare horse. And apocalypse ain't happening. They were well ahead of it. And there's a poem I wrote. I can't remember which count, but it referenced the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And the four horsemen of the apocalypse never existed. It's not anything but Nostradamus. And it was in the Bible, and it said that Cody Jean was a good man, and he is. It's prophecy and propaganda. But propaganda is the war. Prophecy is something some people believe. And I'm part of standing up a kind like that and hope I become again. I never get caught in it. I'm just here to tell my story. There is no statute of limitations. It is all entertainment sector. So, two families, different. There's relatives, and there's only one Canadian mafia. And they can't do nothing about it. And Mr. Bacon's relatives, they can cry about it all they want. They can go to jail about it all they want. Some people are listening to a hacked phone. Some people are listening to a circle. And they're part of one man's circle, and that's not my circle. That's Clifford Coffin's circle. And he's simply trying to take power from somebody in Hawaii. And who's trying to power grab from somebody in Oakland. And don't forget about the Oakland Angels, because that's the governing body of the Hells Angels. That's what I thought. And there's about 1,000 of them. Ralph Archer would left them all. And, well, there's a man named Duke, and he would have been Ralph Archer's close ally, and he would be maybe younger than Ralph, but he probably disagreed with Ralph on damn near everything, but they always found a way to make things work. And Ralph Archer would have a son, and he's his alias would be Hank from Hamburger Hill, and Oakland Angels. We may not always get along, but that's your guys' thing. And Oakland Angels should be the governing body, and maybe they can't get out to other chapters, but I'm not a Hells Angel, and I never will be. And that's not an insult to anybody in Hawaii. He's got to talk to somebody in Oakland that he knows for his advice, because they're American, and that's their thing. That's the Hells Angels thing, and they need leadership, or they can find it in Oakland. I'm sure. Ralph Archer left a lot of men that could lead, and simply put, if men are more comfortable with me as a leader, that's up to them. But I don't do it by choice. And I'm almost obligated to it. So, well, it is what it is. I'm 35, and I'm a bold leader, and I'm a good leader, and I got a lot of content. But I'm not trying to lead anybody into any kind of violent acts, and I'm not. And some people found this, and some people haven't. And the horse with red eyes is a very rare horse, and some people can't find a horse like that. And they're wild horses, and well, Uncle Johnny, he's not great Uncle Johnny, different men. And great Uncle Johnny, he don't mess around either. He was young once, He drove a dump truck in. He drove a dump truck well and Missouri and all over the lower mainland, and he's still my great uncle Johnny. Now we're not the same skin color, but I don't think he married in there. He's not married yet, or he's common law, and well, he might have found this one, and maybe he did. I know where to find him. I know where to find him, and he maybe thought I was somebody else's relative. Sherry Ann's still Sherry Ann, and she's still Scary Sherry. But I'm not Toad. That was the nickname she gave me, and she was drinking lots. And well, I get the impression that he's a feisty one this one. I can handle him. And somebody outside doing his rounds. That's what felines do. And they're happy in this club together, or this RV together. Just when I'm not here, they find they find they just find peace and quiet with each other. And I say two brothers, and it's Ghost in the Darkness. Which two brothers? Because when I say it, it's about the Ghost in the Darkness. And Ghost in the Darkness is an excellent movie. And some young men are a little older than me and powerful men in their own right. And they have something called family. And they're still gangsters. And they're still involved in something called blood brothers. And they don't need to worry about me because that's nothing to do with me. That's to do with Dragon, and he's in prison. And they still hold their powers. And they don't want me dead, but only two men have the church in my life. And they hold higher court. That's a higher court. He wants something like he's not going to get because the mafias of the world know one thing. I'm online. And it's fiction at its finest. And it's pretty much strategy for a man as a young, but it's a personality that thinks, no, not that. If he's just doing me, it's not. And you can't tell him because he's pissed off and he's started thinking. And I don't know him personally, but he's a great person. And everyone fighting back in it. He's robbing his guys, and they're both robbing guys together. And he's meant to the best here. And I think that might not know this one, and he might not know this one. And you would have to tell him. And let him cool off first. He probably would drive up here and do it, but he couldn't do it because I'm Brad Hayden's brother, and I'm the only one. And you're his only brother, and you're his younger brother, and he corrupted you. Oh, he corrupted you, and you're still here, and I was corrupted after my brother went. Kinda, sorta. Quinnell straightened me out, and somebody in Hawaii understands it, and has got to be happy with being a Hells Angel, because he's a chapter president, and this is a big deal still. And and it is a big deal. I'm getting, involved with something called. It's a little early, and it's a push into something that's very dangerous and it's very lucrative. But one man is the one that he's the reason for all the hate of us two men, and maybe from beyond. I'm my birthday, and that's 89, 22nd. Oh wait, Christopher isn't gonna make his telekinetic push into anything but him being a homosexual. And he might have a crush on me, but that's on him. And subversive warfare, and it only works one way, and that's an interesting kind of warfare, and that's for tacticians, and that's well, strategist and tactician. And I know someone who knows the word stratagem, and he hasn't found this yet, or if he has, he's sleeping. He works nights, and somebody loves him, and loves him very much. Doesn't want to lose him. She could kick his ass to the curb and take half, but things are working out well. It's good as long as he's not thinking he's me still, and having 2, 3 girlfriends at once. And you got him back, but don't let him know. He probably wouldn't leave you anyways. So it's good. It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander. And well, I know somebody who's on the shit list. One person, and it's complicated because I'm technically it's complicated, and well, I'm not quite. And there's another man I can remember his name. Get off the table, cat. He loves being doted on. This one's pretty delayed, and it's not too delayed actually. I got this one in. And some people can hear because they're spying, and and they can hear the YouTube, and they're back on somebody else's circle program because I'm not part of the circle, so I never will be part of the circle because Clifford Coughlin's a fucking no good. He's trying to take power for himself away from Mr. Bacon, and Hawaii or California. He is. He's trying to do it closer to where you don't want to come back to for your own reasons, and they're good reasons. And you haven't been here since. And so housekeeping. I don't know how to do it. I've been having a good time. I'm making a push. And, and well, some people don't make me much at all, but they still crack up with a good joke. So I'm content creating, and this for the older generations they missed. Because in 2020 I found Twitch TV, and some wonderful women know how to stream live, and some women stream live and know how to trick everybody and have reruns and are on live when they're not supposed to be. And I don't know. I don't tell them what to do. And I didn't play the game like that. Nope, never once. And well, I'm just basically a interesting person that doesn't have anything interesting. I'm like not a politician who's never played a game like that. That's Christopher, and he played the game with Chrissy the wrong way, and those two are well endowed, and they brought Jason Ari because that's their life, and I don't play that game, and somebody's pissed off, is he? He just met me, and I think Dragon will be around to share. And and well, two of the younger brothers, and well, they can figure that one out because they might have jail calls, and one's in Kent, and the other one isn't in Moscow or Kent, and they both know where that is. I've never been to Kent, but I know it's by Fort Langley somewhere. So it's up in those areas somewhere, and I've never been there. Garrett did his time up there. He did it well. And I don't know what happened on range, but I know the words, and he sent me a letter. We sent letters because we were like blood brothers, but we weren't actually related by blood. And he might have been offering something, but I wasn't accepting because I had something else in mind, and and I still loved him, and it hurt just as much as when Brett, maybe even a little bit more when Garrett passed, and because I knew something about I knew something about Brett, and I was a nail in that man's coffin, and I didn't mean to be. I didn't think he had. I knew he was. I didn't know he was on. I did know he was on drugs. I just didn't think he. I didn't think he'd commit suicide. I didn't expect that. And well, I got over that a long time ago, so it's not hard. Somebody probably did. It's not funny. And 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 well, and I would say sorry to anybody who heard that for the first time. Well, it's not funny because I think I think Jag is happy sharing because and and some men been through hell and back, and some men have, and Jumbo called me the kid, and he did, and that's on Mob Radio 4. That's on X.com. There's something worth reading on there, and and well, and well, there's a man I haven't met who knew my brother well, and I only had one brother that was related by blood. Same womb, different dad. And Chrissy Hayden is the one that is no good, and I know that, and there's a lot of other people that know that, and there's a character from a movie, and I would never. And she started rumors about me that are disgusting. And why I took her to Cuba is because I was never on a flight before, and I simply took somebody I thought I could trust at the time. Well, I just lived in Vancouver for a year, and she never messed with me because she had a dog there, and if she even thought about something when I was sleeping, the dog would have bit her in the ass. And I said, well, and I found a show down there. Found a lot of shows. I found World War II documentaries, and simply put, Hayden family business. This pertains to just me, and the Bacons are still powerful. And somebody's life work hasn't gone just a trade. You're probably still part of the goddamn gang, which I have nothing to do with technically, because I'm still Brett Hayden's brother. I'm the only one, and I hold great, tremendous responsibility from Kamloops to 350 kilometers inland, and I don't get involved in coastal business. And there's people getting shot left, right, and center, and I don't know anything about it. One man's inside and the other man's outside, and I thought Jamie was the only one left. I hadn't checked Not the back page. Let's get on there. Realistic. I can't find one on there. They have me on a different internet up here because I simply can't make a sale because because you wouldn't believe what Clifford's trying to do up here, and he needs a bullet like yesterday, and simply, well, that's not a rearview mirror, and how you doing? I've been to Colony Farms. I've been to Hillside. The first time I took a yellow pill wasn't because Owen passed. I loved Owen. He's like a uncle I never had because he was in my life my whole life. And I know one thing: Mike's in prison. He's an innocent man. That's my opinion. And I know Mike's a serious man. I think he was American, and he still is an American. I'm fighting for him to get out. I also think I know who did it, but there's no proof. And he's not willing to do a prisoner exchange. And well, and what are you gonna do, Christopher? And well, weird. He's been. He, that's not simple. That's Vernon Tango Foxtrot Alpha. And no, I'm not a military man, and you have nothing to worry about. You're outside, he's inside. You guys know each other well. Me and Dragon locked horns once, and we did. It was an issue I had on the coast when I was going down there in rental cars, and I had all sorts of them. It's like I had all sorts of call girls on Backpage, and Leo List went quiet because well, when I could afford them, they were all fake ads. There's a new website. I'm not allowed to know it, and well, maybe there is. Maybe Tiffany, the only one I could get. I gotta send her $50, and that's Kamloops, and I don't pay big bucks down there. And and T Man get along just fine. I thought I thought the older brother was. I didn't think he made it, and well, clearly he did. And I don't keep in touch with the coast because that's not my business. And what happens in Kamloops is technically my business. In Montana, I dated her for 3 months. I never cheated on her. Jaden tried linking me up with another person who's in the game. I didn't lay a hand on her, hit her, or anything. And I didn't. She was like a sister, I thought, and before Montana tried to have me framed up with the help of Jaden. I forgive the young ladies because the worst one of them all is Chrissy Hayden. He even tried to have me framed up this past year trying to figure me out. And they just wanted me in jail up here. I got ratted out by my the people that are supposed to care for me fucking 6 or 7 times up here, and it's been great. It's been great. I got no ties to police, and I and good police work. They cut me slack. They did. They cut me slack, and that's as good a deal as I ever got. And I had court because of Montana, just because of Montana, and the charges fell through. And well, simply put, there's a registry there, and it's there for a reason. And I got yelled at by 3 different people because Montana is the one that's still your family, and I'm not related to her. I offered to marry her. She said no, and that's her own problem. And well, I did, and that's Vernon. I named him after like Vernon Tango Foxtrot. Nothing to do with the small town of Vernon. And who knew? There's only one chapter, and it's in Kamloops, and somebody holds all the power. He's got so much power, the air gets taken out of the lungs for it by way of you know bulletproofing cars. No, that wasn't you. That was your brother. And that was a long time ago. And maybe he's moved in somewhere. Or maybe he's on vacation. Nobody knows. I don't need to know. And there's a lot of room up here between Kamloops, Vernon, and Kelowna. And that's 500,000 people roughly, give or take. Well, yeah, give or take. 500,000 people. That's only a couple people. That's not a. They say 20% of the population has drug addiction issues, or the recreational and habitual, 20%. So 125,000 people, and give or take 100,000, give or take. So between two brothers that are related, and one that's missing his brother, and two brothers that are missing a brother, I think we could figure out how to accommodate a street gang, which is just me. And I don't. My only strategy and my only rule is I don't use guns. And I'm not allowed to use guns because I say I don't. I'm not allowed to use guns. And I know someone's been. I thought he wasn't even alive. And well, I didn't know, and now I do. and he's simply somebody's putting their Poco. He's got warrants. I don't know where the fuck he is. And well, and that's about it. And when I say Hayden family business, it simply pertains to me, and that's just me because it exists. And the Hayden family is only me because Crystal Ann is on borrowed time, but she's probably gonna live just because she's Tyler and Matthew's mother, and that's probably the only damn reason. Because and maybe Steve wouldn't want her, and he wouldn't want her hurt like that because he still knew her as when she was normal, and she's been messed up a long time, and I don't think she has this dream. And she's a woman, and she gets some uh, she gets some sympathy because she's a woman. And well, 742-713-357 like the barrel, and that's my sin number. And I didn't do no sins, and I haven't done a goddamn thing wrong up here. It's a small bag dope, and I'm making a push into some mob radio 999 at x.com, and I read good, and someone nobody told him, and well, this is well that was my uncle, and he still is. He rides a horse, and well, did I sell it well enough? Because Pat Haynes thinks I did. Pat Haynes doesn't know a fucking thing. So me and him are trying to get along, and he wouldn't know. Because I'm trying to tell somebody he thinks I'm trying to tell. He doesn't know the truth. And only Big Pharma does. And Uncle Johnny lives. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. He has red eyes himself. Or he's the one in the picture with the red eyes. And I was at Colony Farms. I was. And I was at Hillside. First time. Yellow pill. I took it and forgot about it for 10 years. And is that my ear? Is that a reflection? Big head. and, and, uh, and, well, Ghost in the Darkness refers to two brothers. Ghost and the Darkness is a movie. Good movie. Real good movie with Val Kilmer. Got nothing to do with Valder. I cut him out in February. Literally. Like a goddamn tumor. 'Cause that's what he is for the Hells Angels. He's a mole. He's just a mole without a government. And a mole is like a spy he's a deep cover spy, but his government was the Soviet Union, which failed in 1991. And I mean, I know I'm smart, but I'm book read. I did a small bag dope line up here, and I was an independent the whole time, and I'm still independent. I know I had men from the coast backing me up best they could, and simply I worked amongst Valdic and Adam. I did not work for them. Those two are not good men, and I'm learning to appreciate Adam now. But he knows there's something called the Mob Radio 23, and there's a couple other ones. And Steven Stack is in big shit with me. I know his dad's a connected man. I know, or he's a man. He's a man that's he's a man that's well off. And him and my dad don't get along, but me and him get along probably just fine. And he simply had someone steal a phone. It was that Montana that did it. Montana was no good to me, but she's still somebody's relative. And I didn't know. She's no one told me. No one tells me anything. She's a Powell. That's all I knew. And that's how she was raised. And I didn't know until the RV was moved, basically because of me. Someone got fed up with it, and the one man who knows is the Hells Angel, and he's a respected man. And he may be a Canadian and American, I don't know, but he's not a Hells Angel, and that's the bottom line. And he's a good man. And well, I know I didn't sleep with a teenager. I don't sleep with teenagers. And simply put, don't do too much crystal sphincter. And Crystal with a C, and not it's designed so people don't do so much. Because I picked up a habit, and I'm a standalone tweaker, and I'm in my own gang called called the Bench, and my only rule is I don't use guns. And Brett did all that, and well, what we know of him, and you guys would know better if you're on the coast, and or what do we call it? Um, up here. Well, I'm inland, 350 kilometers. You want me to run down there and kiss you? Because I ain't actually no, not at all. The homosexual. It's Christopher Gregoire, and I got rid of him out of my life 17 years ago when he was popped, and he's been with Jason R. and Iffy the whole time. They've been trying to do is kill me, and that's obvious. And I haven't lost my mind. I write well. That's not a rear view mirror. I'm an RV. And well, I didn't know he was alive. I figured he was long gone. I mean, I figured. Well, I thought the goddamn dope game got him. If not, gang wars got him. If not that, biker war got him. If not that, maybe the mafia got him. And if not, the police probably would have got him. But he's still alive, and that's a good thing. I never seen a picture of him online, and I seen a picture of a couple other men online, and I remember the website, and I remember the picture, and Ralph Farger, you would have known who we all were up here, and that's a good picture. And Christie, he's not 007. Those dates are wrong. Somebody edited that and put those back on there, thinking I'd be long since dead. That was '09. I was at Vito's house and rental property, and he's the landlord. A highly respected man in the Camas area, and further, a long ways. And I had my sit down with Mr. Falsetto, the cobbler, and he's an older gentleman, and he's feared in his own right. And he's a good man, and he's a real good man. And well, Vito Rizzuto passed away in 2013. I've been fighting a good fight since, and there's still power grabbing out from his power up here. And nobody messed with Vito Rizzuto. Nobody did, and nobody's gonna mess with his reputation. No, never. And that's the Lily's business. And somebody's just down the road. That's nice to know. We probably all get along just fine. And Crystal Ann's the issue, and she is. And Dragon and you probably know each other real well. And we locked horns once in, in Vancouver. And I remember, and he wasn't sure it was me. That's when I was down to the coast and back in rental cars. And I did quite a bit of that. And I never slept with a goddamn man. And Christopher G's done unholy fucking things. And he's just a nomad now. And not just a nomad. These men are feared. I understand that. And so are Red Scorpions. And Kirk sent me mail. The old man faxed it, my dad, which, yeah, I know, he's a biker. He's either a Hells Angel or a Nomad. He hasn't shown me colors, and there's a reason for that. And if he hasn't convinced him to kill me yet, and if he ain't gonna, but he probably thought that I didn't know. He thought whatever he thinks. It doesn't matter what he thinks. He's not laughing. He's simply with his glasses on. He's trying to figure things out. His gears are grinding. I grew up on Garrett Road, and that's a goddamn cat. That's not Simba. I named him Simba, not after the Lion King, after a man that his name's Sim Strike. He's the Dutchman from up there. And there's another Dutchman. There's another Dutchman that was a legend up here. That was Mr. Dion. And nothing to do with Kyle, Brennan, and Curtis. So they were his grandsons, and they're respected men. And Kyle D's probably in the Camas chapter, or he's in the Vernon chapter. However they have that set up. And I don't want to reverse any good work. And I don't know. Nobody's told me anything, but there's simply too many avenues in the streets to know. And I know one thing, I ain't the president. And he's so powerful, he takes the air out of people's lungs, literally. Like showers. And he does. Maybe he doesn't. It's not my business. It's none of my business. He might have some important information heading his way. And maybe he does. But me and him, we talk without talking. And I've been negotiating for my independence for 21 years. And I'm in a street gang now. The only rule is I don't use guns, and I don't recruit, and that's it. And I can write well, and there's something on there. If you got a smartphone, that is nice, something to read. I do recent ones on Mob Radio, 23. Well, that's the most current one, and well, and it's only me, and I ain't looking to make anybody, because and and well, I've been fighting a good fight, and well, we've all been fighting a good fight. We're still alive, and I was a small, big dope dealer, and I stuck to my guns, and I stayed independent. I'm staying independent. If light showered, and so be it. I have Fox 5 hitmen recently, and they didn't want to kill me. I could sense it, but they were thinking about it. And that's why I'm me. Because usually they get their man when they're professionals. And two are white Fords, and one is a white something, or a black something. And there was a woman in a white Ford, and then there was a man in a white van, and that makes five. Yeah. Hey, I'm still here, and I'm happy, and I don't know who listens. And it says zero for you, or it says one for you and zero for me. And you just joining in. I've been on here for hundreds of hours. I had something called, and I'm a content creator now, and it's called, well, one was called, I had one called KJTV, the Killer Gene, Killer John. Depends how you say it, KGTV. And Auntie Jean, great Auntie Jean was a relative of mine. She was in Vancouver, and you knew her. You went and visited her with Brett. And she lived in a nice house, and I don't know. I'm not too worried about the money. And and then there was Auntie Darlene and Uncle Rick. They're still there. And nobody goes down that road messing around. And then we put Preston and Kelowna. And he's in the middle of a war of his own. He's got three girlfriends. He don't know what to do. One happens to be his wife, and he hasn't got the bottom of anything. Because there was a tennis playing gal in his life recently, and my ex-wife was in his life too. He doesn't want to admit to that either. And you can't smell it, but that cat just took a shit, and it doesn't smell very good. And while he's in shit, and there was a red-haired man, and he was in Kamloops, pretending to be homeless. And Shane Mackin, his brother, dear, dear brother, Scotty, are not here with us anymore. And I'm still mad with Bo Chrissy when she took my blanket. She took it down wherever she took it, and she regrets that day. And I hold vengeance higher and in high regard, and I'm mad about that stuff. And Scott and Shane did not overdose, in my opinion, but hot dosing's a big problem. And the women are fighting a war inland here. And reinforcements are needed, don't worry. And she took my blanket. That was Great Granny Ass's blanket that she gave me, and I told her not to. She took it anyways. And I can't stand it. The only two good things she did was bring Tyler and Matthew in this world. That's it. Other than that, well, well, she's a friend to somebody, and I can guess who. And well, the Bacons are powerful, and someone's someone someone's still alive, and I didn't know. And till recently, and well, I'm still alive too. I would have some explaining to do, but depends how you look at it, and it's already good as gold, and nobody talks about it because it's secret. And, and well, I was in all those places, and I'm still alive, and I don't play with guns. I never did. I was Brother Brett. I never bought a pistol. I owned an over and under once. I never loaded it except at a tree, and just to make sure it worked. It was side by side. No, it was over and under, Russian built, and it was cannon fire. To some that might have heard it, they saw it off. And it was saying remember when because well I'm getting away with it for now. And I was simply doing that because everything's fine in cameras. I have a contract dispute up here, and everything's all right. Someone didn't know that I didn't know, and I didn't know, and I mean I knew of that in the news, and I knew that, and that was in the year. Well, I wasn't there, but I just know of I know the landscape. I got a photographic memory. I wasn't there, and I know that I know the pictures and well, there's mafia, and that's the bottom line. And that's it wasn't me, and it wasn't, and there's well, then we can do nothing about because there was mafia, and the sun's just shining right through, and that's Jonathan saying he's he's in heaven, and where you'd want him to be if he was going anyways after this. And he's not now. There's no goddamn way. He's in heaven. And he's still alive, and my brother's gone, and Well, I might have been the nail in his coffin because he called when he was drugged by Chrissy, and he was drugged by her and Stevenson when he used to stop by there and drop off. I just figured this out many days ago, and he used to drop off gifts and stuff for Tyler, and she was vengeful. She didn't like him doing that. She hated him because he liked me more than her, and I liked him more than her, and I didn't know it till recently. And she drugged him. He ended up in the hospital. He called, and I didn't take the call because I just didn't take the call. I didn't think he'd commit suicide. But I knew it as soon as I was told by Grandma Shirley and Auntie Cindy. I knew I had a bit of a cry, and I moved on as best as I could, and I still regret it. But I knew as soon as it happened. Then I told Kyle D that well, I told him that I was going after the Hell's Angels, and because they killed my brother. And that was one hell of a lie because that created a whole Vista thing. But he was the one that I think was throwing rocks at Duke, and Duke broke the chain and attacked him. But before that, I dropped him in a cow and it was straight right, and I threw Brendan in the snow. And Curtis was there; he watched it, and they never told anybody those three brothers. And that's why I think they're throwing rocks at Duke. And he was tied up properly, and the dog snapped and started pelting him with rocks. And he was probably hurt, and he made the decision. And that's Brother Brett was up here, and they tried to negotiate what happened or just figure out what happened. And simply put, that's the cat over there. And simply put, he wasn't rude, and they asked him to raise the puppy, and he did. And that's what I remember. And Duke, well, he was a dog, and he was a good dog. I used to wrestle with him, and I used to wrestle with Brother Brett. And I don't know if we ever met. We might have when I was young. And I don't know. I can't remember. I was smoking weed with Brett. And lots of things I can't remember from Richmond. I was smoking weed, and it's a secret. And Harold Hayden was there around too, and you might have known him too. And oh, still alive, and by quite a bit. And 5 hitmen later, and they flexed. And some men know what that means when the trunk's open. And the Monte Carlo is still mine, and I hold it down. And Pat Haynes hates me, and his Uncle Johnny is here. And don't you fucking worry about it. He didn't die of a brain tumor. And he was. And he was this and he was that. And guess what? There's the real tears in those eyes. Someone's still here, and we're still strong, and we're gangsters. I ain't a biker. I rode a Harley once. Ralph Parker would have appreciated it, and he passed away in 2022. Nobody told me that. Nobody let me know. There's a power grab going on. So here's power, big time. And, well, and, well, and then she passed away in 2022. And, Chrissy is here by the hair on her goddamn chin, and she probably has some. And she should not be here. You know, she poisoned me more times than I can count. And she simply poisoned me with my mother. And I still got some gloves. And I ain't going nowhere with them. And I simply and it was unloaded. And well, somebody told the rumor and it got to somebody. Well, some men did care about the queen. And some men heard I cared, and I'm still alive. And everything's fine in land. And everything's fine in land. And I still haven't seen the new shop for Peterbilt. Dad was a trucker. Holy shit! I didn't drop that on purpose. Yeah. And well, nobody knows anything, and maybe he's not here. And I can't imagine who I'm thinking about, and things were working out pretty good before. And well, who knows? And and well, some things are too good to be true. And that's not Simba, that's Vernon. Simba looks just like him. I thought it was he come up on the Monte Carlo on the North Shore where I'm no, I'm not undercover. I'm not a cop. I'm not a policeman's brother, and I'm not anything like that. I just got cut some slack on something that Montana caused, and I offered to marry. I asked her to marry me, and she said no, and that was simply when she was at a homeless shelter. And well, you tell me, because well, and I don't know, because there's a family scrap going on right now, and I'm hating family business, and the Bacons are powerful. And some of them aren't getting along, but Kelly's a good man, and he is. And I met him once, met him twice, and that's we're on good terms. You might have found a picture. That was a nice picture. And some relatives don't get along. Some people aren't related, and some people didn't know. Some people are following along, and some people didn't know. So, so well, and some things are authentic, and well, and I did go to those places. I was at Hillside Psychiatric Center once. I took a yellow pill, the great pilling, I call it, because I didn't remember for 10 years. And it still makes me sick thinking of that. And no rumors are true, but I was in there thinking I was going to die. And simply put, nothing. And it's probably a rumor from Crystal Ann, and she probably wants us to think of that right now because she's simply no fucking good. She wants to ruin a moment that she thinks is happening. And simply put, as far as I know, one of the brothers made it through, and that's the Bacon brothers. And as far as I know, there's only one of them left, and one of them, and he's in Quebec. That's what I heard, and that's all I heard on the news. I don't follow, I don't follow the news well, and I seen it in the newspaper when people are still reading those damn things, and well, it had to be told to me because no one tells me nothing, and that's the way I like it kept because no one tells me nothing, and well, and and this is on here, and and I got some content creation, and it's not an issue. It's well, I'm a standalone tweaker, and I got a problem called useful, and it's the business end of a weed pipe. And simply put, when I'm around the folks that know me, I'm a chimney, and when I'm around the people that don't, I barely even smoke the stuff. And I still haven't gone to the dentist. I don't like to. Keeps the girls away from me, and so does the herpes. So leave me alone. I'm busy in the cookhouse. I'm back to, I'm in the game again. And well, I was in the game. February through February, I hustled every goddamn day, every day for a year straight. I dated Montana, and it's Montana Cody, Cody Montana, Montana Cody. We're not dating anymore, but I didn't know she was, I didn't know she was even related. She called herself Montana Powell Roberts, and O N was my buddy, and he's in Prince George. I moved in up there almost. I was up there hunting and fishing. I had big plans, and simply put, but he was a hard man to get along with, and he got fed up with me quickly. So I took my time, and I hunted and fished, and we fished once. I was with Jeff Cassidy, and he's simply part of the Surrey chapter, and that's what I figured out. And they're all secret up here, and they're secret everywhere. That's on them. They're Hell's Angels, and they take care of business. And I don't take care of business. It's business as usual with me. And there's a Kulu. There's a Kuyu. Kulu. I don't know. Jacket I got from my sister, and not Crystal Ann. She simply is no good. And I don't kill women. And neither does somebody else. And 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 I had a strange epiphany. And as far as I know, he took the slow boat to China, and he ain't ever coming back. The Chinks didn't like him. And the Chinese probably don't mind him at all. And can't remember his first name because nobody ever told me. I heard a story once from Jumbo, and Jumbo's a serious man. Told me a story of a man needing a 45 instead of a 9 millimeter because those things didn't they didn't put a hole in him that could kill him. And that must have been before he went to China or went to, maybe he's in hell. I don't know. I don't know where he went. But I got a lot of rating online. Keep him busy. But it's a smart point you got there. And I'm under attack, but no problem. Simply put, no problem. We can figure it out. And that's it. And he don't fuck around. No, who does? Donnie. And that's I call him Donnie. He. And that's Crystal Ann's love. And they've been married off. And they've been married off. They have. And they have. And they're romantic. And simply put, yeah, that's their thing. And Chris G's in right in with him. And that's lowercase G. His old man's respected. That's his real dad. And there's a reason why he's lowercase G. So when I first got out of Hillside, he gave me shit for calling him Chris G without a capital. And he was simply supposed to be a friend then. But he turned coat on me. And when I was in one cell after Hillside, same sequence of events, he I was out on for you get a break from one cell to do there. It's not closed now. And now it's that Royal Inland Hospital. It's called Floor 6. And and well, it's and um and and that Floor 6 is where I stayed last, and I was there for 3 weeks. And Sherry Ann, she put me there, not for any good reason, but I was still trying to figure out internet surveillance. And simply put. Maybe I was there for a good reason, but I didn't know who was listening on the cell phone. And so some people got good hacking ability, other people don't. And some things are possible, and it depends who puts the phone together. The software maybe could open up the mic. Maybe it can, maybe it can't. And I don't know, because I know electronics. I got 97% or 95%. Because I did do electrical foundation, and I got 1,000 hours as an electrician, and they are not running me into a day job. None of them are. And I'm back in the game now. I worked 03 to 2010 with no days off. And one day off I took was when Chris C was popped. He popped in 07, I think, or 06. And, well, he was. And it was a juvenile record. It was sealed by a judge because he can't see it when you get pulled over. So he's got a record. And someone keeps it that way. And he shouldn't work on that safety. And he's, he's a he wears a cheap suit because he's a cheap man. He's trying to cut me out of my hard work, and I worked up here 21 years. And and uh, and I'm simply a man that likes cats now. And I just tell my story, and well, I'm good. And so, and, well, it would be nice. And I wish he was here too. And well, Brett's gone. They're both gone. And that's life. I move on best as I can. And well, some men are good men, and some men are the great men. And nobody told me Chinks must have got him. And that's the business end of it. Not the crack. Useful. And no problem. And I seen a man once on a podcast in different families and different bloodlines. I read the phone book once. There was 6 different Hayden families in Camel Service. So I wrote that when the phone books were out. And well, and I don't know nothing because nobody tells me much. Nobody tells me anything. I don't get any information on the street. I don't mean like Wall Street because well, I do some writing online, and and where do I start? Because I've been talking online for a little while, and we've got no reason to be enemies, and we simply, well, it's not ours, but we look out for it best we can from different places, and well, it's a hard one to explain to a man that's not here, and he'd be in heaven. Well, that one might have went to hell because he knew Brother Brett, and he's Brother Brett. Well, he's probably in purgatory still, but his mother should know he's in hell. Or he's in heaven. His mother would know he's in heaven. Same with Jonathan, in heaven, and no doubt about that. And I heard years ago, maybe 2014 or something. Nobody tells me anything because Mom shouldn't be worried. My mom probably hasn't found this one yet. And well, great Uncle Johnny, he's married in common law. And, and well, nobody needs to know too much because I don't know anything. Nobody tells me anything. And I keep my head in the sand because it's the best place for me. And I just needed to know one thing, and that's I'm a standalone tweaker, and I'm a street gang called The Bench, and I'm stable and doing well. And in the Mental Health Act, there's the MDs, the doctors, with the psychotherapists, or the psychoanalysts, or the medical doctors, or the psychologists in the psychiatric centers. They would say I'm stable, I think, and iffy is no good. But he dropped the C and he dropped the org, so and he added a Y. and he's been trying to frame me up the whole time. And I see you with one eye, Ifrid. I call him Ifrid. And don't worry, I'm not autistic. I'm not, but I have a lot of, uh, respect for the autistic, and I did study him when I was younger, and and you never know. I'm pretty clever, but I'm not. And I studied him, and I studied him when I was young. I was just looking at him. I wasn't studying. I was too young to study him. I was in grade 3 or 4, and I was on Bogetti Road. Brother Brett was there once, and he was my brother. And Gary got sent me mail, and I never accepted because I just didn't want to, and I didn't want to insult anybody. I just wanted to do my own thing. And I'm fighting for my independence because they don't want to let me. They don't want to let me sell small baked dope anymore. But I'm working on it. And well, where's my nice? And well, the crooked pope don't smoke dope. So, and there's only one good pope. That's Mr. Benedict and Pope Benedict. And the young pope is Jude Law because he's an actor and he was the young pope. That's a show. And then there's no such thing as an evil pope. Never. The evils never breached those walls ever. If it ever did, they knew it was coming and they simply played it like it wasn't there. And I don't think it ever breached the walls. And Vatican's a great place. And well, simply put, I do believe there's a God, and I do believe in God. And I don't push God on anybody. And I just well, and that's a real mirror. And it's a content creation. I'm a content creator now. And and uh, and this simply, no, but it's not on. I do a couple different things because oh, what the hell happened there? I put it, and because then that's the cat, not the city. Marshall, Marshall and me, we got along just fine. I haven't been to Vernon in a while, and I'm Asian, and I'm Asian, not Asian, and I'm from Kamloops, and I'm Wu Tang, and and I'm fine. and well, I never knew nothing. and I stay having the game, but the game is the game, and well, get close to get close, and I've been telling about being alive. Nobody knows nothing, because I don't know nothing. And it's kind of about strategy is I don't know nothing, and I would be that's saying that's saying I'm on a need to know basis. I don't need to know. I don't, because I'm simply in my element. Inland is not a lot of gunfire, and there isn't. I don't use guns, and Matt Hicks and I don't like him, and that's all right. His mother loves him, and that's all right, because his mother loves him, and he's got that. And he's never gonna not have that. And you should go visit her, and he'd be just fine if he just let the right people know. And he doesn't need to call me to tell me he loves me, because a couple people probably don't like him much, and he might be. And well, I was drugged. Brendan DeYoung got me once. Jason R got me again, and Chrissy tried to put the final nail in the coffin. That was 2015, 2016. I was up 50, 60 G's on the weed alone, and they took everything from me, Donnie did. And I simply was iffy. And dropped the C, added a Y, eh? He's been trying to frame me up the whole fucking time for anything that could. And I heard there's some properties in my name. Maybe I heard, maybe I didn't. I didn't give anyone permission to use my name, not once. if the CIA or the IRS can't get them, well, then I guess they belong to something or someone. I never gave anyone permission at all. I don't fake Randy's. And Ralph Barger was a great man, but he was a Hells Angel. And he wasn't an Hells Angel because those men are French, but they're the same. And I'm not a Hells Angel, and I never will be one. I'm a standalone tweaker, and I'm on a street gang called the Bench. And I'm staying on the fucking bench, whether anybody likes it or not. And I don't recruit, and it keeps me happy and whole. I got one rule: I don't use guns. Brett did all that before, and he passed away at 21, and I'm 35 now, and that would have been 12 or 13. Well, I told Kyle in confidence, and he would have spread the rumor trying to get me killed, and I probably got him into the club, and I forgive him for Duke, and he probably can't find forgiveness in his heart, because he's just not like that, and I forgave you after Duke happened, and that was simply put. That was when your dad was still alive, and I'm not looking for revenge for what Brandon did, because that simply was a different time and a different man. And I know because I seen the look, and some people, you guys didn't want me with money. Well, I had money tucked away then, and I found forgiveness for Brandon's error there, and maybe had the past from the east side, but that's a long time ago, and different time. But you guys are gonna have to get used to me having money, because I'm still in the game, and while they tried to shut me down in February, I cut out Valdick then. I cut him out good. I ripped his fucking heart out. And Adam's alright. He needs to visit his grandmother though. That's where his power comes from, his grandmother. And he might have money, but it's not funny. I ain't rabbit or a bunny, 'cause I don't know nothing, but I don't need a gun to be a G. And I don't need a C, and I don't need a honeybee to be a hornet. And I don't know what a corona is, but I don't do know this, and nobody needs to fear the kid, 'cause that's what Jumbo called me. And I don't be called that no more. Because the man is the master. The man is the man with the master plan, and I don't be kicking in his door. And I don't need to go to the store, and I don't pay for no. And I don't know nothing but at my core, because there's a whole lot of lore, and I don't know nothing but the colors nor. And I need something more. And they're trying to cut me out a small bag dope up here, and Iffy's about to break. Because Iffy, you dropped the C and you added a Y, and you get nothing. Because just because I have a phone that's has a circle on it, I ain't part of your circle of trust. I never been was. I never will be. He thinks he owns the whole province, does he? He thinks he owns everything. Go down to the city. He probably hasn't been down there since the '80s, and he probably just has armed killers all over. But they're tactical and they're well endowed, bro. Outfox one of them, and we figured that well, somebody put him into debt like me, and I'm 80 G's into debt, and uh, and I was kept in debt by Adam and Val and Tony and Andy and Al, and that's the truth. And if he was the head of that 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 they framed me up, they tried framing me up, and they doubled my price when I was 15, 13, 14, or 15. One of those years, I know when the price went up, and I simply waited. I waited like a goddamn rattlesnake, and I'm waiting still. And I'm curled up right beneath your seat, baby. And you don't know it. And you just wait. Because you think you're hidden, and you ain't that hidden. I met him once. I said nothing. I should have ran you off the car, or off the road in that car. I was driving somebody else's car. He might have figured out who since he doesn't know. And I was driving a different car, and he didn't know it was me. He asked me if I was okay. And I said nothing. I gave him a look he won't ever forget. Simply put, my cat looked at me like I did something wrong. First time he ever looked at me like that. And those guys think Christopher thinks he can talk to cats. He's losing his fucking mind. And they got me in something called They Gotta Sleep. And Cliff doesn't know what to say. And he's an American. He's got dual citizenship. Well, he might want to go back to America and get a pass from his buddy from down south. Maybe he don't like me very much. Maybe he's got no reason not to like me. maybe some things change. And well, if he was alive, I'd ask for a favor. But he's dead. Chinks got him. They always do, and that's a different story. And as far as I know, there's only one brother left, and that's the way she goes. And that's life. With Brett, he's a good man, and he was. And I don't sleep with no man. That's Chris G. And he's a standalone kind of man, and he's trying to telekinetically imprison me with his mind, and he doesn't get it. And he's got a crush on me. And Chris, I don't do no homo. And well, and that's that's what definition of power is. Well, there's a show called Power, and you get to define it from different areas. And I got some smarts, but I'm not the smartest one, and I'm not the hardest one, and I'm not the strongest one, and I'm not the. I haven't been to jail much. I've been in and out though, and it sucks losing freedom. And as far as I know, me and Dragon are doing just fine. And I never met him. I locked horns with him once. Uh, I was in on Marine Drive. No, I was on Granville, and he was surprised to see me. And I was surprised to see him. He didn't pull a gun out on me, and I didn't pull a gun out on him. There's no reason for it. And he might be locked up, but he's not in there for life. And well, we missed the good ones, and that's all I know. And it's life. So, and heard the tales today. I flipped a coin once when I got a job at Sun Peaks, and I was right after Queen Pass, and I was up there for 3 weeks. Oh, they drugged me silly, and they did. Staring at camera shots, just nah. Well, somebody was in charge of it, and I'm not saying no names. And you men simply can't shut me down. You can't, because you don't have the gumption, and you guys are losing confidence by the city's losing confidence in the camera shot, but big time. And it's only the higher ups and the men that are around my age. They can't play in this league because they're simply not the same, and they're just yes men for Preston, and Preston's the yes man for Mr. Pat, and Mr. Pat is a powerful man, with a lot of money, and well, somebody's not coming for a sit down, and he's in Hawaii, and certain men regret things, and certain men don't give a shit about nothing, and there's an order system, and well, I'm not part of it. That's Hell's business, and it's got nothing to fucking do with Hayden family business, and that pertains to me, and only me. I got friends and allies. I got friends that are closer than friends, and I got friends that are like family, but it only pertains to me. And it's only been established that I got the content creation, and if it ever popped off, I'd stand with the men in Richmond, and some may not be there, but it would only be one man with his higher ups and cameras, because those are the ones that gave me the most trouble and the most hurt, and I did nothing to them except talk shit about them on the internet recently. I kept my I kept my mouth to myself, and I kept silent for a long time. And simply put, you men just didn't give me the opportunity, and now you have no choice. And like a keystroke on a keyboard. Some men didn't know. Other men don't. Other men don't know nothing. They don't tell me nothing. They make sure I don't know nothing. And I'm not in, man. I was on the coast for 1 year. I got parole, and I didn't beat my mother up. I didn't. Sure, she's a wonderful woman, and she simply. Oh, Brett did throw her down those stairs, and I didn't want him dead for it. And I should have take that call from when he was in the hospital. I didn't know. And he committed suicide a couple of days later, and he committed suicide, and it was suicide, and it wasn't, the Hells Angels aren't to blame for that. And they're not. Caldese started dangerously fly, and he did got me killed, and he did, even though we were buddies. He has ulterior motives, and you might want to have a little tear right now, because that's a lie that could get him killed still, and you never know, Cal, and not because of me, and you'll be fine, and careful what you tell people, Kyle. Loose lips think shit, and he may be a patch memory, or maybe he's not government, and he wouldn't be. Looks like out the window and saw a place. And it's kind of a poem I wrote called Paul. Has nothing to do with Tammy or Paul and Abbotsford. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it has something to do with a man called Paul Castro and what he could have been potentially facing by his men and or men around or any man who had a leadership position and a loyalty position. Because I've been backstabbed a million fucking times in this town. And I'm sitting somewhere between Camus and Vernon. And simply put, well, I'm still alive and I'm still well. And doing just fine. And well, and that's life. You know, it would have been a good one to meet. And never know. Nobody tells me nothing. And 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 Jamie Edison's a good man, and he is, and he's still. Me and him are still on and off. Sometimes we're brothers, other times we want to kill each other. That's life. I mean, we get over it, we move on. Someone left a sleeping bag somewhere, and it wasn't me. So I don't know what happened to the Val. I wasn't there. Not the drive or the road, but out east, and I don't know. It's had something to do with had something to do with Valdick. It might have, because he might have been supplying ganja out there that time. Somebody left a message for somebody else, but I don't know. But it was a whole chapter, and it's not a pleasant fucking memory. And some man, it just can't reach. And well, I don't know. I know nothing. So, and Vernon, stay on the ground. No, I'm not talking to nobody on this damn computer. And I got content creation issue. I'm a content creator now. I simply don't make any money from it. It's not monetized yet. I need to get the final push going. And nobody's to press any buttons because it's okay. I could be a legitimate content creator and make no money from it, and that's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. And, and it's okay because I'm simply okay. And I know I look across everyone and look at myself in the thing, and it reminds me of the scene from End of Days. And it's a good movie. And it's a great actors, and an actress, and and a male-dominated cast, but a great movie. One of my favorites. The old man took me to watch that in the theater. Maybe a little too young. And well, I'll get over to remember when Tony Soprano taught me. And I was watching Sopranos in Barry Drive by myself, and he taught me remember when. Well, it's a tough business, and well, I mean, I'm just telling my story. I know nothing about anything. I'm simply, I need to know basics. Well, I don't need to know. And, and with men up here, know one thing, that they're fighting for influence in my life. And that's in life. That's the whole, but I don't know what happened at 264, but I know one thing, it was suicide. And it wasn't a house ended. That's for a fact. And that's a fact. But that much can be squashed. Thanks, pal. And still want me dead. Got my dog. Then I got my stack. Making a poker. It's just like a good man. And he is. Got cameras now. Hard working. Done well. Low rise. Looking good. And numbers similar. And well, you landed out any money or minus the premium because I'm good. And everyone's good except for one man having a hissy fit, and That's if he dropped the C and added a Y and OD, and I didn't. You might though. That's brainwash, and that's white stick, none in black. And I'm too valuable to go. And he's been taken care of. He's had something fishy about him, and no, it's nobody in government or nothing like that. He has a friend that knows him too well, and not in government, not at the courthouse, not at the police station. No, he has a friend, and it's a doctor that's a friend, maybe. Maybe he knew of a doctor, maybe they do know it, or maybe they don't. That's probably where he gets his power. I know it wouldn't be any other ones I know. I don't know him personally, but maybe one overseas. Maybe he's in the big pharma's pocket somehow. Or he wants to be. Maybe he wants to live. There's a movie you might like, Man Without a Leg. And he's not the man without a leg. Oh, there's a movie he would like called The Hunted. And Joe Black. And well, The Hunted was a good movie. I've seen that one in the theater too. I might go to the theater tonight. And something to do. I go by myself. I spend all my time by myself. Simply put, nobody wants to hang out with me. And they do. But select few. I got it boiled down to a couple men right around baby boomers age. And they don't do it if he wants exactly. So I took one of his girls. And I simply brought her back. And because he was my buddy's girl. I didn't know that at the time. And having to be hippies. And nobody does that. I seen a sight short of heaven when I brought Joe to town one day. Oh no, she was just sleeping. I had to step it in, no. And no, nothing. And she's like a sister. And she's been adopted by DNA. And she doesn't call home. She likes to keep me worried. And she shouldn't be in safekeeping though. And cat likes to be on the table. That's a poop hole. And that's when you don't put things, Christopher. And that's a serious warning. And you make sure you abide by it. And it doesn't matter what happened out there. That's your business. And that's not my business. And it's disrespectful. He probably fucked up bad. Or is it just done for another reason? But, well, I'm a strategist. And, and and inland things are different. And big city, things are different. But Hells Angels are still Hells Angels. And I might remind them of something that happened in White Rock. And the man who passed away, his family, I probably, why I would hold him out of regard because they weren't the man. And that passed away. And he was a Hells Angel. And I was a warning for somebody. And from out east. And some men are sizing up people. And in the little town of Vancouver, no, Vancouver's a big city, 2.5 million down there. And the, the town of Kamloops is only 100,000 people. And it is. And in organized crime, there's a rule. Anyone can be got to. And there is a rule. And I've been flexed on 5 times. But I think it hitman. And 5 times no cost. And maybe they could have took a shot. Maybe they weren't sure it was me or not. Maybe. But I don't want to see it. I want to see if I got it in me. I got it in me. And I can shoot. I shoot that. I don't shoot a pistol. I don't shoot a pistol once. Never shot a pistol actually. I held a pistol on my firearms acquisition license. They restricted. I didn't get my state, but that's fine. I never worried too worried about it. And I handled it there with no firing pin. Kind of one up north. And I never shot it. And when I got the wing, it was a pretty air gun. And I was supposed to, I wasn't sure if it was over or not. I wanted to slip off in. I didn't think. I got the tiniest thing in. And I was Grandpa Wayne. And, he was my biological grandpa, but he was there. And he was there every day that goddamn, every day that I was alive. My dad's dad was there too, and he was just back east. And I don't really mess with shit down there. But he was on this thing. He wanted me to sit down and not pay. I'm just thinking. I'm not thinking. Yeah, because housing is still housing, and gang don't get involved with biker gangs. And back then, them getting more was monkey and talking at them with don't own goddamn thing outside of what they own. And that's the truth. That's probably the best you have, right? And Iffy, you remember that. Iffy, when he's up here in land, I can only imagine what he's got going on from his office. Hidden office, probably. So if the cops show up, he can't be found. And that's my guess. He's not worried about the cops, why would he be? I'm not worried about him. Yeah, I haven't done a goddamn thing wrong. And I can't remember when, because my story's a little bit dope line. That's apparently really important to somebody, and he dropped the C and added a Y. And I wonder, he's an OD. He used to do heroin too. Oh no, that was simply none of his business. He's been belittling two men for a long time, and he thinks he's just gonna have Guy come over here and kill me. And he's my dad. He's still alive, and he wouldn't dare. And it's one thing he's not gonna do. And I haven't seen my dad yet today. Should go in and say hello. And Ghost in the Darkness, the story of two brothers. One had blue eyes, one had red eyes. And well, there's 3 Facebook accounts, and well, I'm still here. Um, don't go on the computer. Huh? And I'm still sweetheart. And I know nothing about it. I can't remember. I was smoking weed, right? And that's the bottom line. Peer, how do you spell peer? Peer like a peer. Not peer pressure. Peer like a peer. I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Yahoo works good too. And all these other search engines are great too. Peer, peer. Burning Snaptail, come on. Peer, peer. That's nice for you. I don't know, peer, peer. English language is set up tricky. And if you lay down and watch, look up at a pine tree or a fir tree, and there's a language right there. Maybe that's what the English got it. And if you look closely, it's there. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Brandon! I have no problem with Brandon. None that can't be fixed. And probably told me in low regard because I've done something he hasn't. That's fine. That's up to him. And he, he's just he's just a confused young man. And he's gonna be a little older than me. And how long did you made us there, Kyle? Because some people remember lessons better than you. And I don't need to get anyone involved. Everything's good. Everything's good. And David doesn't want to chance it. He doesn't want to chance it because he could be, guy could, and he could, and he doesn't need to worry about anybody. And he just doesn't need to worry about it if we get past him and me alone with one, and I keep another man involved, and it's a two, it's a two connection operation, and it is. And if he doesn't need to care so much, and he simply dropped the C and added a Y. He tried to overdose me a million fucking times. Not that much, but he didn't get me. I'm still here, and he shouldn't be. He should be dead, and he should. And he simply not that powerful, man. I seen him, and I see a man that's holds on to his power well, but not great. And the book I read was Good to Great, and that's about corporations and this goddamn kid. He should go outside and just get to know him. He's not Simba. Simba was nice. And you know, he wanted to know who. And that was man. So what? You gotta get job and get money and stuff, and I ain't looking for that. You gotta need it. You need it. I'm not in jail. You get that. I'm not racist. What the? You're gonna do that. And that's what the fuck's all about me having relatives. Why the fuck not? Because if you want me dead, good for him. Watch out for a 300-yard crack on the motherfucking Canadian. And not me. Right down that pipe from the ribs. I don't know nothing. You better watch it. You sell, you lose. You move, you lose. You're up, you're down with it. I'm uphill. And I got the other good position. Well, I could soldier down there and go right to I could soldier down there and go over to the river. Zodiac. Good, good man. That's Cousin Richard. He's a good man. He is. Massage therapist. He's alright. Never did me any wrong. Preston's a bad one. And he's the one that wants revenge. He's got 3 women to worry about. Jeanette, tennis playing gal. And there was, and he knows it. That's his own problem. So let him figure it out. Well, I mean, he gets a kid, so have his money. It's yours anyways. So that's him you go there. And he probably never cheated once. So and he had a couple of affairs, maybe more than a few, and thinks he can do whatever he wants. Well, he's a house angel. They all do. Some women let him get away with it. Some men are privileged, and other men are not. And that's the bottom line. Well, that's the bottom line. And well, some wives are very grateful and grateful and very grateful. And Auntie Ellie is very patient. And someone isn't playing dope game properly, and that's valid. And I haven't got any paint that'll withstand a river jump. And it's cold. I need a wetsuit, but I can get across that river right fucking now, and I could. And it's cold, brother, and make it too. I know I could. And that's not an easy thing to do for any man. Keep moving and start upriver. And shorts and a shirt, no pants, and I need a wet bag, yo. And no, in that part of the river, I could do it. And I know I could. Just don't fight the current. Just go with it. Doesn't take long. You do it right. Undercurrents, underwater. I know that. I swam the river lots in my life. Don't want to be swimming upriver. I told Valdick that once. One bit of strategy I gave him. I told him I didn't want to swim upriver. And I guess he's swimming upriver now, eh, Valdick? And Valdick, Alinsky, no, Sneaky, because he's no power. And he's just no good. He's a troublemaker. And he just doesn't want me to be successful. So he got all these scammers guys beating at his team. That's what a mole does. And he doesn't have a government anymore. The Soviet Union ended. So he's got everyone beating at his team. And simply put, I'm not the problem. It's him, because he followed me up here. And he did. And he followed me up here for my smarts. And I'm smart. And I got what I want, but I want what I want. And that's the dope business. I don't need it all. I know all the Hells Angels are around because they think I'm trying to take over the whole dope game in cameras. It's 100,000 people. I understand what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to have enough angels here to know each one, and you know each one. One of them knows each customer person. That's not going to work. Because no one Hells Angels on the camera say is not a good idea. It's not, because there's a couple of American ones here that don't want to go my way. And they should go my way, because you're going to be ushered out of town. Gangsterism applies to bikers, and it does. And, well, it does. It should be the bikers, and you're not the gangsters. And some people are sitting a little further out of town, where the city limits are made a little further. Getting pretty big. City limits got to increase somehow. I have to have a word with someone downtown. I'll send them an email. I don't know if I can find an email, but you never know. And city limits, or they go. And well, what if there's a courthouse in Chase? And what if there's a held head by one judge? And well, it's getting pretty busy. And there's lots of shenanigans going on, but I don't know. That's not my business. And simply put, into the gray area. I know I've been policed up here. I'm up near Monty Mountain, and Vernon, he's like being friendly. And Simba hasn't been back around since. He'd be back by now. I go outside looking for him. I'm with cats now, and he's waiting for me to come outside. He knows I need fresh air, and fresh air I need too. But I don't know if I should bring this microphone. What do you think, JP? My Mountaineer Circle never fucking will be. You see the circle on their phone when you start it up? It's garbage. I mean, I ain't in the circle stuff. I never fucking was and I never will be. So if you mic up, you're fucking no good. What the fuck you gonna do with nothing? Fucking great for that. If I had this chance, no, not right. And he is. But, in case, man, come on up, buddy. I know. Rowdy, I know. And stream, see if I can get this.